Hello and welcome. My name is Zafar Iqbal and you are watching the Mojo story. In a significant development, the Supreme Court has declined to establish a special investigation team, the SIT, to inquire into the allegations against the Adani Group. Instead, the Supreme Court has ruled that SEBI should continue with its investigation, stating that there was no evidence to suggest SEBI's negligence. Now, that is a very big relief for Adani Group and led by Gautam Adani. The Supreme Court has maintained that it cannot interfere with the regulatory body, the SEBI, and and reports such as the one of that of Hindenburg cannot be the basis for a separate probe. Now, SEBI was instructed to conclude the investigation within 3 months. The court's key points have that the court has, in fact, expressed confidence in SEBI's investigation abilities and dismissed the claims of lackadaisical conduct, affirming the fairness of SEBI's probe. But the court has underscored the independence of the regulatory body, emphasizing that it cannot intrude in its domain. Now, Chief Justice of India, Justice Chandrachud, has said the government of India and the SEBI to look into if there is any infraction of law by the Hindenburg report on short selling, and if so, take action in accordance with law. SEBI has completed investigation in 20 out of 22 matters, and taking into account the assurance of the Solicitor General, we direct the SEBI to complete the investigation in the other two cases within 3 months. The power to transfer investigation must be exercised in the exceptional circumstances. Such powers cannot be exercised in the absence of cogent justifications. Reliance on newspaper reports and third-party organizations to question the statutory regulator does not inspire confidence. They can be treated as inputs but not conclusive evidence to doubt SEBI probe. Before concluding, public interest jurisprudence was developed to provide access to ordinary citizens. Petitioners, petitions which lack adequate research and rely on unsubstantiated reports cannot be accepted. Now, there is a prompt reaction by Gautam Adani. He has said that truth has prevailed. He has tweeted, the Honorable Supreme Court judgment shows that truth has prevailed. Satyameva, Jayate, I am grateful to those who stood by us. Our humble contribution to India's growth story will continue. Jai Hind. Now, that is the statement of Gautam Adani, of course, the head of Adani Group, who has said that truth has prevailed after the court verdict. Now, essentially, the court verdict says that no special investigation team can be formed to look into the matter, and the SEBI is already investigating it. They say that it is in the domain of the Supreme Court to do that, but they won't go by just newspaper reports. That is the operational part of the verdict. In March 2023, the Supreme Court directed the SEBI to investigate potential violations of security laws by the Adani Group. This directive came in response to the concerns which were raised by the Hindenburg report. To oversee the investigation, the court established an expert committee comprising 6 members. Now, after that Hindenburg report, in a matter of few hours, the Adani Group experienced substantial reduction of nearly $60 billion in the personal wealth of Gautam Adani after that Hindenburg report came, and the shares suffered a crash. The decline followed. This was after a release by the short seller Hindenburg Research in January 2023, accusing Gautam Adani of engaging in market manipulation and accounting fraud. Now, Hindenburg Research allegations were made in January 2023, included the claims of accounting fraud, stock price manipulation, and improper use of tax havens by the Adani Group. Of course, the Adani Group rejected all those claims, but the release of this report triggered a significant decline in stock prices of Adani Group, resulting in the erasure of approximately 150 billion in market value at its lowest point. That's according to the reports. Now, the Adani Group consistently denied all those charges. Now, Adani Group, there you can see again on your screen the tweet by Gautam Adani. The Honorable Supreme Court judgment shows that truth has prevailed. Satyameva Jayate. I am grateful to those who stood by us. Our humble contribution to India's growth story will continue. Now, Adani Groups, now after today's Supreme Court verdict, now shares of Adani Enterprises are off 5% from the highest point of the day, while Adani Ports has also seen some profit booking at higher levels. The stock is off 4.5% from the day's high. Besides the nifty names, Adani Energy Solutions, Adani Total Gas have declined by 6% and 3% from the respective day's high. The Supreme Court has clearly said that whatever the report given by any third party cannot be taken as a conclusive proof, and there must be an evidence that will support the case. Now, this was said by the advocate and petitioner Vishal Tiwari on Supreme Court verdict. Now, that is the news that we are bringing to you, that Supreme Court has refused to form an SIT. Now, Adani Group stocks have been volatile after court directed SEBI to complete probe in 3 months. That's the court's direction. Of course, it has refused to establish an SIT to look into the matter. The matter will, of course, be investigated and probed by the SEBI in a time span of 3 months. That's what the court has said. And it has said that an SIT cannot be formed by on the basis of newspaper reports. So that's the big news here, that it's a big relief for Gautam Adani and the Adani Group. Gautam Adani has in fact tweeted and said that the Honorable Supreme Court judgment shows that truth has prevailed. Satyameva Jayate. I'm grateful to those who stood by us. Our humble contribution in the growth story of India will continue. Clearly a big win for Adani. Now, this was a main point to hit out at government, particularly the Prime Minister, by the Congress party. In fact, Rahul Gandhi spoke about this matter exclusively in the parliament after the Hindenburg report came out, and Congress has been ever since targeting Adani Group and saying that it's got support by the current government. Rahul Gandhi has been speaking about this on several occasions in the parliament also, and now this has got a big relief for Adani Group and Gautam Adani. Now, this matter had become a handle for the Congress party to target the government. They were saying that Gautam Adani is close to the Prime Minister and the ruling party, and that's precisely the reason that he's got relief. And they were wanting that action must be taken and the issue must be investigated. Now, the SEBI was already conducting the probe, and the issue went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has clearly rejected the establishment of a special investigation team to look into the matter, and the matter will be probed by SEBI only, and in a matter of 3 months, the investigation will be completed. So this is a clean chit for Adani Group from Supreme Court. Of course, the probe will continue, but as far as the establishment of special investigation team is concerned, it's a big relief for Gautam Adani. The probe will continue into this matter. Of course, that will be done by SEBI, but clearly a big relief for Adani Group and and for Gautam Adani. There are also reports that all those companies of Adani Group, their stock market, their shares have suddenly seen a sharp rise. All of the Adani Group companies, their shares have seen a rise after today's judgment. Gautam Adani has taken to Twitter and said that truth has prevailed. Satyameva Jayate, truth has prevailed. That's Gautam Adani tweeting after the court judgment. Clearly, a big relief for Gautam Adani and the Adani Group. The Supreme Court has, in fact, declined to to establish a special investigation team to inquire into the allegations against the Adani Group. Instead, the court has ruled that SEBI should continue its investigation. So the investigations will continue. It's not a complete clean chit as yet. The investigations will continue, but as far as the establishment of the special investigation team is concerned, that has been rejected by the Supreme Court. That is a big relief for Adani Group and Gautam Adani. Now, after the Supreme Court verdict on Hindenburg Adani case, the Adani stocks rally up to 10%. So that is the fallout of this verdict, the impact of this verdict. Adani Group stocks have rallied up to 10%, with the conglomerate's market capitalization crossing the rupees 15 lakh crore mark after the Supreme Court said there is no ground to transfer. There's no ground to transfer the case to the CBI and asked SEBI to complete its probe into the Hindenburg allegations in the next 3 months. In the 10-pack group of stocks, Adani Energy Solutions was the top gainer as it has shot up to 10%, while Adani Total Gas and NDTV were around 8 to 9% each. Shares of Adani Green Energy, Adani Wilmar, Adani Enterprises, and Adani Power were trading 5 to 6% higher. The Ahmedabad-based conglomerate cash cow Adani Ports was up to 3%. So clearly a big flip, a big push to the stocks, Adani stocks of different companies soon after the Supreme Court judgment, which has in fact declined to establish a special investigation team to look into the matter, but has in fact asked the SEBI to continue with its investigation in the next 3 months. And that's a big relief for Gautam Adani and the Adani Group of companies, and Gautam Adani taking to Twitter and saying that it's a truth has prevailed, Satyameva Jayate. That's a big win for Gautam Adani. So clearly the Supreme Court judgment has come out. Of course, the probe and the investigations will continue, and the SEBI will come out with its findings. It has been asked by the court to continue with its probe and to complete all of that in the next 3 months. Of course, we'll continue to track this story and bring you more developments about it after today's court judgment. But for now, thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for watching the Mojo story.
Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your support.